Blau-Weiß sein Leben lang. Herzlich willkommen zurück auf SchalkeMerica. There I go echoing again. How's everyone doing tonight? It's Saturday night. It's Saturday night. What am I thinking? It's it is Thursday night. We did this last week on Friday night. And so yeah, it won. We did it last week. We won. We got back-to-back victory Mondays. Let's keep this bad boy going, huh? We do it on a Thursday, obviously, because we got a game tomorrow night against vor Fürth. Big matchup. Last game of the Hinrunde. We got a chance to make it back-to-back wins. Yeah, I'm excited. This should be an interesting encounter. So tonight we're going to talk about the press conference like we did last week. Go to the press conference, listen to what Geraerts has to say, break it down, and go from there. But yeah, we got a big game tomorrow, 12:30 midday here in the States. That's 6:30 p.m. in the evening over there in Germany. Going against vor Fürth, fourth place in the Zweite Liga at the moment. We've played teams in the top half of the table. We've done well against some, not so well against others. But Fürth is a different animal, huh? Second best defense in the league. They have a lot of shutouts this year, so gonna be difficult. Now, goals for, they only have 25 goals for. We've got 29, so we got more goals than they do this year scored, which is crazy. It feels like we haven't scored much, but I digress. Yeah, let's get into the press conference in this one. Where we hear Karel Geraerts, and let me know if you hear the audio is too loud or too off. If my audio's off. It's Thursday night. It's late. It's happy hour, late happy hour here. So without further ado, let's get into the press conference for Karel Geraerts.
Ja, hallo und herzlich willkommen zur Pressekonferenz vor dem letzten Ligaspiel in diesem Kalenderjahr. Wir treffen hier am Freitagabend auf die Spielvereinigung vor Fürth. Anstoß ist um 18:30 Uhr hier in der Felddienstarena. Und damit übergebe ich schon an unseren Cheftrainer Karel Geraerts und eure Fragen rund um die Partie. Der große Schlamann für Sky.
Sky Dirk.
Hey, Coach. First question, as every time. Anything new about the squad? Any comebackler or any new injuries?
There is no comeback from comparison with the last game. Also, Ron Schallenberg is still out. So this means we will have more or less the same players for the next game on Friday.
All right, so no big differences from last week to this week in terms of the injuries. Obviously, he mentioned Schallenberg is still out, as is obviously we know Ouedraogo, Drexler, Kabadai, all these guys are still out. Muller, who has been back in practice, which is great. He is not quite ready for the games. Geraerts says he's not going to rush him. He's going to give him the whole Winterpause to kind of get recuperated and stuff like that. But we should expect Muller to be back by the start of the Rückrunde or sometime in the very near future. He's already out on the pitch practicing, so Fairman's been doing a good job so far. We got back-to-back wins. Put him back in there, and let's see what we got here from there. So let's keep going with this press conference here.
Ja, wir starten klassischerweise mit der Frage zum Personal, und es ist niemand, der in dieser Woche zurückkommt und ist für das Spiel am Freitag auch nicht fit. Also haben wir dieselben Spieler zur Verfügung wie zuletzt auch. Dann macht Dirk nochmal weiter für Sky.
What do you expect for this match? The last two matches were against teams from the lower table. Now it's a kind of top team.
Yes, Fürth is a really good team. If you analyze them, you see a lot of good players, interesting tactic also. So yes, we need to be on a good level Friday. But I said today to the players, I think the most important in this situation where we are now, we need to look to ourselves. I think we are building something. We have something where we believe in, and we will have a lot of respect for Fürth. But we need to look to ourselves to make a good performance on Friday. And then I think we can all go with a different and a good feeling into the holidays. But we have still 3 days to go, today, tomorrow, Friday, against a good opponent. So the most important will be to look to ourselves, not only Friday, but also today, tomorrow, how we prepare that game, because we need to have a lot of focus, because we have another game. It's another identity. It will not be the same game like Osnabrück. It will be not the same game as in Rostock. It will be a totally different game. So we need to be ready and prepared for that scenario.
All right, good comments there by the coach about asking him what to expect against Greuther Fürth. Let me get to Anthony's question first. It says, which player do you think has been the big key in Schalke's recent good form? It's a combination of everything, right? I think Fairman's come up big when he has to. I think in the Osnabrück match, Paul Seguin was probably the key factor in that game. Moore, Merkin were very good in that game. Probably both games, honestly, the last 2 games. Karaman was pretty decent. I think in this last game, I thought we saw Karaman and Tarota really step up. Seguin was good again. Merkin as well. The defense is playing a lot better. So it's a combination of things. It's really all hands on deck in this one. And kind of need that, because you can't rely on too many players. You can't rely on 1 or 2 players to carry the whole load. It has to be a team effort in this one. And so at least the last 2 games, it's been a little bit spread out there. So I think it's a good sign for continuity going forward, to have many players involved in this, and it's not just one player carrying the load. We saw 2 years ago when Schalke got promoted, they really were led by Oweon and Tarota. And obviously Boulter and Salazar, all those guys, they played a major role, Drexler as well. But ultimately those two guys took us to higher ground. So far, this run is 2 games. 2 games. It's been those, it's been a spread out. But overall in the season, I think it's been a mixture of a lot of people too. Karaman is probably the big guy who's been the most consistent this year. But yeah, we'll see. But going back to Geraerts, good question, by the way. Going to Geraerts' comments against Fürth, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Fürth, tough team, right? They're 4th in table. The question came and said that, the last 2 games were against bottom half table teams, bottom of the table teams. Now you're playing top of the table team. What's the difference? And he said every game has been different. It's, playing as top team, and it's true. Of the footage I've seen of Fürth this year, they're a very disciplined team. They have a number of shutouts. They may have they have over 5 shutouts this year, which is ridiculous. They're fine winning 1-0, 2-0. Very good discipline defensively. However, when they leak goals, in numbers. Karlsruhe, they beat them 4-3 in that game, gave up 3 goals in that game. Defense was shaky. Hertha Berlin came out of their slumber against Greuther Fürth, scoring 5 goals against them. Their defense was all over the place in that game. So for the most part, Greuther Fürth are a strong, disciplined team defensively. But when they get split open, the floodgates open. And so if we can get a goal early, kind of rock their boat, especially since we're at home. It could be a shootout. It could be one of those Magdeburg games. It could be the Karlsruhe game, 4-3, right? It could be the Dusseldorf game, hopefully in our favor, right? And this nice 3-game run on a back-to-back wins, back-to-back victory Mondays, heading to the Winterpause. But we got to stay disciplined. They got some really skillful players, Sieb among them, who can finish it. I mean, you want to see an entertaining game, look back to their friendly against Liverpool a few months ago, 4-4 in that game, right? It's a friendly, but still, they got some pace and they got some good movement on the ball. I believe their manager is Zorniger, who's linked to Schalke for many times in the past. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting game about it. It's going to be tactics. We'll see what Karel Geraerts has got up his sleeves. Can he continue on this nice run with managing Schalke this game? We'll see. Let's get more into the conference here.
Ja, die Frage an die Erwartungshaltung, weil mit Fürth ja jetzt ein Top-Team zu uns kommt. Er sagt, die Analyse hat auf jeden Fall ergeben, dass sie gute Spieler haben, natürlich ein gutes Team ist. Wichtig ist, dass wir auf uns schauen, dass wir Freitag bereit sind für das Spiel, dass wir in der Situation jetzt auf uns gucken, haben einen guten Weg eingeschlagen. Wir werden Respekt vor Fürth haben, sind aber gerade dabei, uns selbst was aufzubauen. Daran müssen wir weiter glauben. Und dann wollen wir ein gutes Spiel machen, um mit einem guten Gefühl in die Pause zu gehen. Haben jetzt noch ein paar Tage, um uns vorzubereiten. Dann wird es durchaus sein, Fokus auf das Spiel zu legen. Dir große Schlammer nochmal für Sky.
tomorrow would suck if I had to work.
What will be the offense plan against this really strong defense? I think in the last 6 matches they got 5 times clean sheet. Last match they only got one goal. So how can you score against such a good defense?
Like I said, to look to ourselves, we need to have confidence also in our qualities. We also have good players, not only the strikers, also the whole team can score a goal. I think we proved a lot of times last week that it's not only one player. We have different players who can score. So yes, we said that it will be a tough game. When you play good, big games, you know that it's not easy to score. But of course, we go into that challenge because we want to play to win. Also on Friday. So if you want to win, you need to score goals, even if the opponent is really good in defending. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward and interested to see that game.
Yeah, I mean, basically just reiterated what I just said previously. It's a good, disciplined team. What we could take, at least from Geraerts' past, Union Saint-Gilloise, they stepped up to the challenge when they played teams in the Belgian league who were solid defensively. Geraerts crafted, game plans where he opened up the defense by constant movement of the ball, doing the triangles, the give and goes, keeping the opposition on their back toes, or back heels, and putting a lot of pressure on them. I expect a lot of that again in this game against Greuther Fürth. At times, Schalke, many times this season, we've been way too static. When the ball's in our possession, guys, the forwards just standing around there. No one's moving around. That makes it easy for the defense. To make it chaotic for the defense, you gotta move around. We saw in the last game, on the last goal where Karaman scored, you saw Karaman, Polter, and Toronto all different places on the pitch, and they got to go obviously in that situation. So we have to move the ball a lot, be very static or not be static, and attack them. And not be afraid of them, honestly. Like you can't win without any goals. Captain Obvious there, but it's true.
Ja, die Frage, was der Plan für die Offensive ist, da Fürth eine sehr starke Defensive hat. Und er sagt nochmal, wir müssen auf uns schauen. Wir haben jetzt Selbstvertrauen. Wir haben gute Spieler, nicht nur Stürmer. Wir haben verschiedenste Spieler, die Treffer erzielen können. Wir wollen die Challenge annehmen. Wir wollen das Spiel natürlich auch gewinnen. Dafür müssen wir dann natürlich auch das Tor schießen. Robin Haag und dann Max Backhaus. Robin Haag erstmal für die Watz.
Karel Nelson Amadine from the under-23 squad trained with your team yesterday, I think. What kind of player is he, and do you think he's good enough to make his debut in the second Bundesliga soon?
Well, we need to see, because I have now three players of the under-23 in my squad. I need to say, first of all, I'm really happy they are there. They are bringing good level into the training. That's for me the most important. Secondly, they are all the three, they have different profile. Amadine is a striker, so he likes to attack the depth. So it's early for me to say already if he already is yes or no for Friday. But that they are there in the squad show they have potential.
Yeah. Geraerts talking about the youngsters that are on the team. Practice. The youngsters that are in the squad for this game. Amadine in particular was the most recent caller from the under-23, so that's have 3 under-23 players. Whether you know it or not, Polter got injured, so he's out, and so that's why Amadine probably stepped up to take his place. You need to have some depth in striker role. Obviously, Tarota's there, Karaman's there. You got Lasma there if you want to use him, which they probably will. But you need to back up there. Kiki Top, I imagine, is going to get a lot more playing time now with Polter injured. Kiki Top is someone who I'm excited to see get more pitch time, because I think when he's come in his cameos, he's done well. He's linked up very well with whoever he's been out there. Karaman or Tarota or Polter, didn't matter. He can play on the wing. He's very versatile as a striker. And it's nice to have these under-23s on the team on the pitch and practice. Geraerts mentioned they've been practicing very well. I think this is Tiki Top's chance now. I think if he gets he'll get more opportunity, more minutes, and hopefully he can revel in that new freedom that he'll get. I'll be curious to Greuther Fürth. Though they're good at defensively, I don't know how much pace they have defensively. You bring in a guy like Kiki Top, who's got okay pace. he could really exploit the defense there. Obviously, you got, if you look at talk about pace, you talk about Brian Lasma. He's the fastest guy on the pitch and one of the fastest guys despite the Liga. He reminds me of a what was that guy's name from Mighty Ducks? Luis Mendoza, that fast skater who couldn't stop. Super fast but clumsy as heck. That's Brian Lasma, right? His confidence is not there, but I mean, you get 1 or 2 goals, the confidence comes back, and I think being able to exploit the team. Hopefully, they use him on the wings or something, so he can use his pace to an advantage as opposed to being a out-and-out striker. But we'll see. We'll see. Anthony says not bad to have U23 guys in the pitch time. Yeah, no, absolutely. And hey, you're not going to get better just by sitting on the sideline. You got to get on the pitch, and so the more experience you give the young guys, the better it is overall. So I'm all for it. As long as at least they'll win.
Frage nach Nelson Amadin, der zuletzt mit dem Team trainiert hat, und er sagt erstmal, dass er froh ist, dass er aktuell 3 Spieler aus der U23 hat. Dazu ja noch Jimmy Kaparos und Steve van der Sloot, das sind die 3 genannten. Er ist froh, dass alle mit dabei sind. Sie haben ganz unterschiedliche Profile, aber es ist jetzt noch zu früh, um zu schauen, wer es am Freitag dann in den Kader schaffen könnte. Max Backhaus für die Bild.
Hi, Karel. What do you think about the football slogan, never change the winning team?
It's a nice quote. Yes, I use it sometimes, of course. It can be, it depends of injuries, about shape, about maybe some players are pushing in the back to take a position in the team. So it's a good quote,
saying, if
but
it
it's not like 100% sure every time. So you can go left or right a little bit, but it's a good quote.
Ja, die Frage nach dem Motto Never change a winning team, wie es der Coach sieht, und der sagt, ja, es ist an sich ein gutes Zitat. Es kann natürlich immer sein, dass verletzungsbedingt zu Wechseln kommt oder Spieler, die sich im Hintergrund für eine Einwechslung empfehlen oder für eine Veränderung empfehlen. An sich ein gutes Zitat, aber es kann natürlich auch Änderungen geben. Robin Haag für die Watz.
Good to see a manager with humor for once.
Would you say your team is the underdog against Fürth on Friday in a home game?
Of course.
I think the team of Schalke will always feel a pressure. If you're underdog, if you're favorite, you will always feel pressure. And I think the guys, the players, the whole team, they know this. So I think it will not be differently on Friday. Yes, we will play against a team who is really high in the ranking. There's a good team, but we need to feel the pressure. We will put the pressure ourselves because we would love to win this game. And if you want to win, you have pressure, and that's good.
That's a fair shot, I think.
Die Frage, wer als Favorit in diese Partie geht, ob das diesmal nicht Schalke sei. Und der
Schalke is going to be the underdog because Greuther Fürth is 4th in the table. They are. They're a good team. Discipline, get shutouts. They're hard to beat. But also, he's right. Schalke is a big club, and is always going to feel pressure. No matter where, no matter what, Schalke is expected to do well, and so lots of pressure on the team. And so, yeah, there's always going to be pressure, and, they're always going to be an underdog for the most part. That's why we love them, right? But, yeah, of course, they're an underdog in this matchup. Greuther Fürth should absolutely be the favorites. I mean, 5 shutouts this season alone. One of the best defenses in the league, second best defense in the league. They're within striking distance of, how many points are they off here? So they're on 28 points, tied with Hamburg for 3rd, and only 4 points back from the top spot. So they're a legit team this year. They're a team that's been historically in the Bundesliga many times. So why not? Of course they're going to be favorites, even if they're on the road. So
Er sagt, es gibt immer Druck, egal ob du Favorit bist oder nicht. Die Spieler kennen das. Wir haben ein gutes Team und wir machen uns natürlich auch selbst Druck, beziehungsweise haben selbst den Anspruch an uns, das Spiel gewinnen zu wollen. Max Backhaus für die Bild.
Drink some coffee just to stay
We just talked about that. Fürth is currently in a very good mode. Would you sign a draw right now?
No.
Just a win?
Yes, of course. I think every team play to win. You don't sign for a draw before the game.
Ja, die Frage, ob
that is an interesting comment there. Glück auf, Jungs, wir sind Schalke, soziale Schalke, schlafen und Brüchen oder in der Bahnhofsmission. Yeah. Welcome to Schalke. Glück auf. Geraerts' comments was interesting there. Asked if he would take a draw in this game. Obviously, Greuther Fürth are very good. 4th of the table, stellar defense. Would you take a draw? I feel like 8 times out of 10, a manager would say, yeah, we'll take a draw, especially when you're playing a team that's that much better than you on the table. I love hearing him say, no, No, we're not taking a draw. We'll go there to win. And I think this point in the season, Jack and I talked about this many times, like, we got to win. We can't afford to lose, or we can't afford to draw. Draw is nice. Yes, it's better than a loss. But we need to win. We need to win. We're 9 points back coming into this. 19 points. We're 9 points back from a promotion playoff spot, from an Aufstieg, right? Why not go for a win? We get a win. All of a sudden, we're 6 points back. 6 points back after the shitty start that we've had this season, the crap season that we've had so far, and only 6 points back at the Winterpause. That'd be beautiful. That'd be beautiful. Yeah, a draw would be nice. It'd be okay. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But I love the mentality from Geraerts. The whole Philly team is paying attention. He talked about this from the beginning. Winning mentality. It's not a draw mentality. It's not a get points mentality. It's a winning mentality. You got to go for wins. I love that from Geraerts.
Stand auch ein Unentschieden unterschreiben würden. Er sagt, nein, natürlich tritt er an, um jedes Spiel gewinnen zu wollen. Norbert Neubaum fürs Medienhaus Bauer und die Recklinghäuser Zeitung.
Coach, what's about Ibrahima Cissé? I'm always a little bit surprised that he in the moment didn't get a chance in the professional team.
Yes, I think if you look also the last 2 games, the defense is doing good. Like I said, to come back to the quote, never change your winning team. When do you change your winning team? When you see that the player on the training is pushing to take a position. And in this moment, it's not the case for Ibra. He has a lot of qualities. He showed that he has potential, but to be in the team and the professionals in this moment, for me, it's not enough.
Interesting comments there. But first, get to the comment here in the chat from 10YC says, you cannot say we take a draw or playing overly defensive football is what got us in this mess for the last 4 years. 100%. We are way too big of a club no matter how far we have fallen. That's exactly the point. So that's why I love what Geraerts is saying here, because I think Rice, Kramer, anybody else, they would have said, oh, yeah, we'll take a draw. It's a draw. It's fine. No, we need to win. We need to win. We're not good enough to play defensively. If we had Groit the first defense, sure, you can say that. But we're not that good defensively. We play for a draw, we'll lose, right? So, yeah, I agree with 100% with that. And then Geraerts talking about Cissé. You know, Jack and I both talked about how we think Cissé is a decent. He's got good physicality. He's got speed. He's got pace. He's got good IQ for a youngster. And the questions coming in says, what about Cissé? He's going to get some pitch time. And Geraerts is saying, look, I love everything he's doing. He's not ready. And I think that's the first time, at least from a manager, hearing a manager say that with Cissé, you know, over the last season or so, that we've heard that. And it's probably why we haven't seen much of him. Obviously, he made that big mistake against Hamburg. His first game, that's difficult, right? But it's a big step up. You go finally join the top team, and you go to Hamburg, and opening game of the season. That's difficult ask. And you have a manager like Rice who doesn't prepare you for the light game for the game. No defensive structure. It sucks. Hey, I think Geraerts and company are gonna work him hard and get him prepared for a starting role. Eventually, he's got the skill set, but he ain't ready yet. He's not ready yet. So.
Die Frage nach Ibrahima Cissé, der zuletzt nicht für die Lizenzmannschaft aufgelaufen ist. Der Trainer sagt, ja, wenn Sie sich die letzten beiden Spiele anschauen, die Defensive hat sehr gut funktioniert. Nochmal kurz der Rückblick aufs Quote, never change a winning team. Und Ibra hat Qualität und unbestritten auch sehr viel Potenzial, aber aktuell reicht es für ihn nicht, um den Wechsel vorzunehmen. Robin Haag für die Watz.
Sebastian Polter is injured. What do you think? How long will he miss?
Yeah, he make a surgery on Monday because he had problems with the growings. So yeah, it's difficult to say. 3 week, 4 week, 5 week. It's individual. So I hope as fast as possible.
There's the update on Polter. He's got a groin injury that he had surgery on, and so he could be out.
Not how you would have done it.
Maybe more. It depends on his.
Die Frage nach Sebastian Polter, der sich am Montag einer Leistenoperation unterzogen hat, wenn er denn wieder zurück sei. Und der Trainer sagt, das ist natürlich schwer, eine Prognose zu treffen, weil es vom individuellen Heilungsverlauf abhängt. Aber er hofft natürlich, dass Sebastian so schnell wie möglich wieder dabei ist. Nochmal Robin Haag für die Watz.
When you started here at Schalke, you talk about creating a winning mentality. Do you think the team improved in kind of mentality ways until now?
To be honest, I don't like to speak so much about it now anymore because I feel the team is doing it. I feel in the trainings, I feel during the games that, and it's not only the winning mentality, it's also the football. It's everything. I think that things become more and more clear in my eyes, but I think also in the eyes of the players about my ideas, about my philosophy. And the way we go through. It's now, I think, a good 2 months. And if I see the first day, I see today, I see a big progression of the squad.
I mean, I have to agree with that. The team has gotten better under
Ja, die
Geraerts
Frage nach
in
seinen
all
Ideen, nach
phases
der
of the game.
Gewinnermentalität,
It's
die er
not
hier
yet where we
implementieren
need it
wollte.
to
Und er
be,
sagt,
but
ich
it's
möchte gar nicht mehr so
been
viel
improved
darüber
from the
reden, weil
mess
ich
that
in jedem
was under
Training und in
Rice.
jedem Spiel sehe, dass die Spieler immer mehr
So-
verstehen, welche Ideen
No,
ich habe und wie
it
meine
shows right there
Philosophie
that
ist. Und wenn ich
sort of
den
thing
ersten
where we
Tag
were
mit dem
down,
jetzigen
like,
vergleiche,
3-0
dann
or
sehe ich einen
whatever,
sehr
and
großen
came back
Fortschritt.
and made it a game. Made
Robin
it
Haag für die Watz.
4-3 until late in the game. So
When Timo Baumgartl arrived here in summer, we
Baumgartl.
expected him to be a leader of the team. And the first, under Thomas Reis, he played most of the games. But yeah, under you, he doesn't get very much minutes. What's the reason for this? And how does Timo handle with the situation? I think it's not easy for him. He has other things that he wants to do.
Yes, correct. I was not here in summer, so I don't know what happened. But since I came, I think sometimes in football it's about the momentum. It's a lot of time important, and we had the first game in Karlsruhe. It was not good, so he went out of the team. Another player came in the team, and if we speak about concurrence, I see Thomas Kalas is playing more or less on his best position. But also Thomas Kalas is doing really good. He's making big progress week by week, game by game. But I need to be honest and to tell you that Timo is out of the first 2 weeks, he is a big professional player. On the training, he's always one of my best players. He's showing good attitude. He is, for me, it's difficult to keep a player like Timo, not because he is a big name, no, because he's showing me every day on training that he wants to play, he has qualities, and that he make a switch since 2 weeks. And so for me as a coach, it's a difficult situation. It's not nice to put players with that attitude, with that quality on the bench. But for me as a coach, it is a positive problem because I know I have one player on the bench. I can close my eyes. If I need him, I can bring him, and I know he will bring qualities.
interesting is a question about obviously Timo Baumgartl, a guy who famously got suspended for his comments about Thomas Reis, probably deservedly so, right? You can't do that as a professional, and so he got slapped on the wrist because of it. I figured that he was getting punished because of that. Geraerts came in and saw that and was like, hey, Thomas Reis did the same thing. But he, it's interesting to hear that he says, he's giving him his flowers. He's saying he's doing really well. I see the question about Kiki Top. I'll get to that in a second. But I think it's interesting to hear that he says, Baumgartl is a good player and hard to keep him out of the lineup. I think based on the last 2 weeks, you can say that, right? And he's talked about the last 2 weeks is when he's got better. Kalas has been the best defender lately. Kaminski has had his ups and downs. Dusseldorf, he was bad, but Osnabrück is good. Last 2 games, he's been good. Kaminski. And then Merkin's been fantastic, I think. So, yeah, it's going to be hard to keep Baumgartl back in the lineup. But I think if anyone's going to get replaced, it's probably Kaminski. But he's doing good enough right now that he's going to stay in the lineup. So, hey, if he is playing as well as Geraerts is saying, then that's good to hear about Baumgartl. My question was always like, is he going to be causing trouble the rest of the season after that suspension, or has he gotten better from that? And apparently, Geraerts says he's doing well. But question about Kiki Top, and it says which we talked about Kiki Top a couple minutes ago, but it says, what's your opinion, Kiki Top? I think he is unbelievably skilled for his size. The fancy flick-ons, the combination passes are way beyond his years, in my opinion. We should start Papa und Son, Tarota and Kiki Top. I love that. I might use that now. But yeah, no. As I mentioned a couple minutes ago, I think Kiki Top is fantastic. He's going to get more playing time with Poulter out injured, And so you imagine this is his time to shine. He's going to get more minutes. He's got to take advantage of it. He can play as an out-and-out striker. He can play on the wing. He's had a good link-ups the times that he's been in there. So I'm excited for Top, man. This is his chance. I hope, I watched Top for a long time. And so I hope he does well with us and gets his opportunity to shine, takes his opportunity to shine. Because Greuther Fürth, as I mentioned, I don't know how good their defense is. You could use Kiki Top for his pace. Lasma as well, right? So bring him in. Why not? Polter's not there. You don't have many other strikers. Karaman's probably going to start anyway. So you imagine one of Lasma or Tarota is going to be on the bench. So, we may need two other strikers off the bench, Maybe Kiki Top. Maybe Kiki Top starts. Who knows? We'll see what Geraerts does, what he has under his sleeve. So I'm curious to see what the lineups come out tomorrow.
Ja, die Frage nach Timo Baumgartel, der zuletzt wenig gespielt hat und er sagt, ja, das Spiel in Karlsruhe war nicht gut, er ist danach rausgegangen. Wir haben über Konkurrenz im Kader gesprochen, Tomasz Kalasz ist dann reingekommen, macht es bisher sehr gut, aber er betont auch, dass Timo im Training sehr professionell ist, er zeigt sehr gute Sachen, er zeigt ihm jeder Einheit, dass er auf jeden Fall spielen will und er weiß, dass er mit ihm einen Spieler auf der Bank hat, den er jederzeit bringen kann und der dann auf dem Feld seine Qualität zeigt. Norbert Neubaum fürs Medienhaus Bauer.
These commercials, man.
Remote hovers around 1,000 folks, and they all use Notion.
Come on, YouTube.
Coach, have you talked in the meantime with Norbert Elgert? Many people cannot understand that you still don't have contact to the famous coach of the U19.
But I can be very short. My door is open for every coach of Schalke, every employee of Schalke. I spoke with Jakob, the coach of the Under-23, because he came to my office. Do you want to speak with me? So I'm very open-minded. So my door is open for everyone.
Interesting. He says that.
Ja, die Frage nach Norbert Elgert, ob sie inzwischen miteinander gesprochen hätten. Er sagt, die Tür ist immer offen, das gilt für alle Trainer und alle Spieler auf Schalke.
That's an interesting take.
Max Backhaus, ist die Frage noch aktuell? Ja. Dann noch mal.
How would you rate the training week? Was it better than usual, worse, or average?
This week?
Yes, this week.
It was a good week. I should say, like the last weeks, I see a lot of interesting things. We need to manage the group, those who played on Sunday, those who didn't play on Sunday. So yesterday it was some guys worked really hard, others make more recovery. Today everyone gave a lot, and tomorrow will be again a group session all together to be fresh and ready to play on Friday. So it was a good week.
Good week for the boys there. It says Lasma should be on beast mode, a pace beast for the 67th minute when defenders are exhausted. Yeah, that's good shot, I think. A super sub, right? Drexler, when he was healthy, we kept saying he needs to be a super sub because he doesn't have the legs to play 90 minutes. I think in this situation, Lasma as a starter, it's okay, but bring him on. Bring the pace on in the second half, and the defenses are tired. He can then exploit them with that fantastic pace, and then maybe he then will get a better chance of scoring goals. He says he doesn't do much link-up play and misses chances. Easy to say. I think coming out as a super sub role would be fantastic for Lasma in this situation. Have Karaman and Tarota play up top with maybe Kiki Top, right? Papa and Son, like you said. So I would love to see that. We'll see. I'm curious to see what the lineup's going to be like when it comes out.
Ja, die Frage, wie er die Trainingswoche bewertet, und er sagt, es war eine sehr gute Woche. Er hat viele interessante Sachen gesehen. Man muss natürlich unterscheiden, dass zu Beginn der Woche ein paar Spieler mehr im regenerativen Bereich gearbeitet haben. Das sind die auf dem Feld standen. Die anderen haben hart trainiert und jetzt gibt es noch Einheiten zusammen. Insgesamt ist er aber sehr zufrieden.
Literally.
Robin Haag für die Watz.
If you look at the table now, and all the teams are very close in the league, would you say it's way too early to look to the upper regions of the table now?
Yes, it's early, but when I came, it was the same. Everything was like close. All the teams were really short to each other, so we know what to do. I think we know that we want to play on Friday to win. I think it's very simple, and then we can put a point after the first round, and then we can have a look to the table all together and see what is possible, what is not possible. But we cannot do it before the game. I think for this reason, the game of Friday is important to have a look on the table after one tour and not after 5 games, 10 games. Now, then we can say, okay, we are halfway. Let's analyze what was good, what was bad, where we are, and what we will do in the coming period.
I think that's a key point he made there. Wait till after the game to kind of see where you are on the table and look around. I think you look at the table now, you're setting yourself up for a big loss. You need 100% focus on Great Fürth. They're a dangerous team, solid defensively. If you want to score goals, you got to be focused. And so don't worry about that. Worry about the game time, the game, take it game by game. And then during the winter pause, then you can look and then reassess. I agree with that 100%. I think they're all going to set themselves up for trouble if they look ahead of Great Fürth, which is a big mistake. But yeah.
Der Hinrunde können dann gemeinsam auf die Tabelle schauen, dann die Analyse machen, was ist gut gelaufen, was ist schlecht gelaufen und woran wollen wir arbeiten. Nochmal Robin Hack für die Watz.
Are you looking forward that there's a break that comes now, or do you think it would be better if there would be no break and you can go on with playing because you had a little run with two victories in a row and you settled in here in Schalke? You don't need a break, maybe.
I think it's always nice to have a break for everyone. I think we don't make the rules, so the rules are like this. So we have a break after Friday. I think the players, they need some rest. It's normal. They have 4 months. They are playing under big pressure. There were good moments. There were also bad moments, difficult moments. It give also, I think, to the whole club. It give a lot of mental strengths and difficult moments. So I think the break is always on a good moment. We have the Christmas period, so I think all of us, we are looking forward to spend some time with family. Yes.
Ja, die Frage, ob die Pause jetzt.
Yeah, that's always a difficult one, right? When you have a winter break or any kind of break and your team's in good form, do you go away? Well, you obviously have to go on the break, but like Robin Hogg said, is like, do you wish you would keep playing and keep that momentum going, or do you take a break? And I think in the situation that we are in right at the moment, probably the best thing to do is go on a break. Yes, it's good. We're in great form, but we need more. We need to clean some things up. There's still a mess. It's still a hot mess, like our friend said in the chat. We need to clean some things defensively up, work on some better plays offensively. That transition game's got to be much more improved. Work on the goalkeeping skills as well. The bonding needs to happen. I think that's the biggest thing, is this team doesn't look as cohesive as a team we had 2 years ago. And so a winter training, whether it's here or in Portugal, whatever, whether they decide to continue and go to Portugal or not, I think it's needed. They need to get together, get on the same page, focus really hard, and then hit the Rückrunde, hard and make that surge back up to toward the top of the table. And who knows what happens then? But it's got to start with a win this weekend or tomorrow, and go from there. So he says, I see a lot of parallels between Kolasinac and Merkin. I think Derek could be a club legend, as he doesn't have the top talent to leave us in a few years, but so many qualities we love to see. Yeah, no, for sure. I think so. I agree with that. I was unsure about him when he first joined the club. And, you never know what the role, because we don't have a really out-and-out left back or, left back wing or whatever you want to call it. Ouyana was the most like it. He plays the best defense. We thought he played the best defense out of the three between him, Merkin, and Moore. And then as the season's gone on, Merkin's gotten stronger, and he's one of the best defenders we have at the moment. It's nice to have him back there because he is the fastest defender we have. And so how many times have we saw Matriciani, Kalash, Kaminski, Baumgartel, all of them getting beat for pace? At least Merkin, when he makes a mistake, he can catch back up and kind of block the play off. So, yeah, I love having him on, and I love that double stack, as Jack calls it, with Merkin and Moore, or, Ouyana and Moore, or Merkin and Ouyana, whatever it is. Merkin's got to, for me, is a no-brainer. He has to start every game. He has to. And it's very much in that same mold of Kolasinac, right? Absolutely. So he has that minor spirit, that fight in him. He's Irish, isn't he? What is he, Irish? I forget what he is. But yeah, happy to have him. I hope he continues this and continues to get better. because that'll only make us better. Hopefully the rest of the defense keeps up with him. So.
Jetzt zu einem richtigen Zeitpunkt kommt oder ob er lieber weiterspielen würde. Er sagt, nein, es ist gut, eine Pause zu haben. Er kann es eh nicht ändern. Die Regeln sind, wie sie sind. Es gab gute Momente, es gab schlechte Momente. Das hat allen sehr viel Kraft geraubt. Die Pause kommt jetzt aber zu einem guten Moment. Es ist ja auch Weihnachten und alle freuen sich darauf, ein paar Tage mit der Familie zu verbringen. Wenn es keine weiteren Fragen eurerseits gibt, dann verabschieden wir uns an dieser Stelle und freuen uns darauf, euch am Freitagabend hier in der Felddienstarena begrüßen zu dürfen.
All right, that is it. That is the press conference. I like not watching the press conference live and just watching it back. And hey, like I said, it brought us good luck last week, so we brought it back this week. So hopefully it brings us more good luck. But yeah, it's nice to hear what he has to say. And I always like listening to the post-match press conference. Though the game last week against Rostock, it was very short. It was maybe like 7 minutes long. And Geraerts only had 2 things he said, because one, they were pissed off about the fan violence, and then obviously the loss of the manager. And it was at Rostock, so they were controlling the press conference, and the manager wasn't having it. He was ready to get out of there. So didn't get to hear much against that Rostock game, but it's always good to hear what he thinks going into the game, and then how the game came out afterwards. Did it go to plan and all that stuff? So yeah, good stuff there. Let's see what we can do against half English, half Dutch. Okay, grew up in the Netherlands. Oh, right on. Yeah, excited for tomorrow. Let's see it's a big opportunity for us to get something done. If we get a result, it'll open the eyes of everyone in the Bundesliga, or Zweite Liga, I should say. There's a great meme from Schalke memes, or Schalke 04 memes on Instagram, where it's a picture of Schalke in a casket as the Undertaker, and the Bundesliga, Zweite Liga, looking over like, hey, you guys alive? And wakes up and they come back from the dead. You know, hey, we win tomorrow. The rest of the Zweite Liga is going to be on paying attention. And it'd be nice to get a win too, because our first game back in the Rückrunde against Hamburg. Difficult game. It's at home, but difficult game. So, yeah. Let's see what's the last comment here say. Are you guys going to go auf Schalke sometime this year? I went to the Hertha game when I was in Germany. My family all lives there. I would love to go. We may, I don't know, Jack might, but I may think of, there's a big get-together of all the German podcasts in New York City, I think in January. So we might go to that. I'd love to go to auf Schalke this year, but it's probably going to be next year. I got 2 young kids, so I got to let them grow up a little bit longer. So next year's the goal. It was supposed to be, before the pandemic, and then obviously that hit. So, but yeah, hoping to get back soon. Hoping the team gets back to the Bundesliga so we can watch them every week without delay. But yeah, excited to go there and celebrate with the team, and yeah, maybe take a tour around the facility there, right? So we'll see. But let's focus on tomorrow, and yeah, let's get a win. I got nothing left anymore tonight. I'm tired. Let me know. Oh, you're in New York City. Okay, right on. We will definitely let you know. There is a watch party. Like I said, it's in downtown New York City. It's at the, I forget what bar it is. But all the Bundesliga clubs are getting in there. Bundesliga is sponsoring it, so it'll be a big thing. We'll try to get there. We'll let you know if you do go there. So should be good for the league in general, for Bundesliga football, German football in general. So yes, we are excited. So all right, that's it. Enough rambling. Press conference is over. We play tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern time, 6:30 German time. Should be a good game. Hopefully it's a good game. Hopefully we bring them luck. And yeah, that's all I got. So for Jack out there in Chicagoland, for myself here in Washington, D.C., we say Glück auf, and we'll catch you on Monday.